Could we have our first named storm system of the 2025 season? If it was named by Bagyo, it would be called Auring, internationally Wu-tip. And, there's a possibility there. At least we have the setup for a monsoonal gyre type situation, which, regardless of a name or not, definitely is going to be bringing the threat of flooding for parts of the Philippines, especially around southern areas of Luzon, Visayas. And when we're talking about monsoonal gyre, it's basically a broad circulation. You don't get kind of that deep, low-level eye, But sometimes you still get named, and you really get this just inflow in this river of moisture. That's what we call it. And you see right here, look at this flow coming in across Palawan, Visayas, over towards southern areas of Luzon by Sunday, Monday, and a Tuesday, based on the ECMWF model. And GFS isn't too far off either from that. See the broad circulation rate in here. You kind of have not a tight area of convection, but you have a little bit of flow off here towards the north. You have the southwest monsoon coming in, and this just general interaction can pick up a lot of moisture and thus a lot of rainfall. In fact, take a look at this. This is a 5-day outlook. You can see really a good portion of central Philippines seeing as much as 300 millimeters of total precipitation. Now, how does the models kind of compare side by side here? The ECMWF showing that broad circulation, GFS a little bit tighter as we go ahead through the 9th, oops, wrong button, through the 9th heading into the 10th, but both do indicate that kind of just general flow out here coming in from the southwest. So if you see stuff like this, spaghetti plots saying, oh, the center of circulation is going to stay offshore the Philippines, probably head off towards Taiwan or Okinawa, I just want you to keep in mind, this is probably going to be a very large wind field monsoon gyre type setup. So the center in this specific situation, it's not the case in all storms, but the center is definitely not the number one thing I want you to pay attention to here. JMA not calling it anything as of yet either, but they do have it as a broad area of low pressure as well. So this is one of those semantics. Maybe it might get named, maybe it might not. Regardless, it's all about the rainfall, friends, and that inflow that's going to be pushing in behind this as opposed towards the north. So with that said, floodwaters can rise fast. Want to make sure you are staying weather aware over the upcoming days. Make sure you check in with official agencies. I'm not an official agency, nor is any other YouTuber on here, just kind of sharing the weather information. So make sure, I like to relay what Pagasa is saying at JMA and into a kind of context that most people can understand. But never going to say, hey, do exactly this based on my opinion. So make sure you check in with them. Yeah, so that's the number one thing today. Hey, I do want to show this. Look at this, just that flow coming in from the west. This is a good view of it because you can see we're just, as we go through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there really is no break, especially for Palawan, western coast of Mindoro, and yeah, even Cebu's going to be getting in on this rainfall too. Just this general flow, which is why we always call it that river of moisture. It's basically mid-level, just general domination of the flow here. By the way, big shout out to all our Patreon members who support this channel. I can't stress enough. You guys just, you make it possible to what we do here. So once again, thank you so much. You know what I'm going to do? Let's pull up the bigger, and since I got you here and you've watched all the way to this point, let's pull up the GFS together, and the broader view, because of course we're always watching the near term here. Ooh, excuse me, I had to get that out of my system, but we're always looking at the long term as well. And you see our storm, the GFS, pulls us towards north and really runs what could be Auring over Okinawa, but then you just see that river of moisture continue to set up. And it's interesting because the GFS, well, in a previous run, it was actually pulling for stuff off the coast of Vietnam to form up in the wake of this. And sometimes we see that. We see multiple monsoonal gyres kind of stack on top of each other. So it is something to keep an eye on. Let's change this over to the ECMWF. Yeah, just kind of showing our storm. And it's something I didn't really talk too much about in this update, but our friends on Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands really need to keep a keen eye on this too. And I'll have separate updates kind of filling you in on what you can expect here over the upcoming days as well. All right, that's all for today. If you have any questions, though, please let me know in the comment section down below. Number one thing, of course, as always, is stay safe out there, friends.